Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Roger's Reflections on Saturday, September 26th in the year 2020. I'm going to read from you today from the Gospel of John, the 13th chapter, beginning with verse 33, just for a few verses. Jesus is speaking to his disciples. His little children, I am with you only a little longer. You will look for me, and as I said to the Jews, so now I say to you, where I'm going, you cannot come. But I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you should also love one another. And by this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. This is one of those statements. Jesus says this is how people are going to find out who you are. And sadly, this is how a lot of people discover or get turned off on Christianity, because they see Christians and they do not see love. Now, that's not meaning we're going to be perfect, and nobody else is. We're going to be judged by how we treat one another, how we treat people. And so we think of love as a soft emotion, but really love is a tough, tenacious, more than an emotion. Love is a choice, and we choose to love people. We choose to treat them with kindness. We choose to treat them with grace. And sometimes it's easier not to, but we're not called to take the easy road. We're called to be obedient to what Christ has called us to do, and we're called to love one another. And so there are times when we don't like people, but we're still called to love them. And so we've got to figure that, you've got to figure that out for yourself. What does loving your neighbor look like? What does it mean for you to love the people around you, both the ones you love and the ones you like and the ones you don't? How does love manifest itself in your daily life? And how can we, as the body of Christ, show the world that we love each other, that we love this community? This is an ongoing, this isn't something you answer just once. This is something you answer every day. We're called to love one another. That's what Jesus just said. And so what does that look like? How is that played out? How can we continue to be the church that this world needs now more than ever? And how can we do that? How can we love people we disagree with? The world is saying right now, if you disagree with someone, you yell at them, you block them, you walk away, and you just you ridicule them. And we're saying, Christ is saying that we're called to love them. And we're called to talk with them. We're called to walk beside them. We're called to listen to what they have to say, and love them even when we disagree with what they have to say. Because there are people who have listened and loved us even when they disagree with what we've done and what we've said. And so the church is called to be a group that loves each other, first and foremost. That's what we're called to do. So how can you love others this week? That's the question. What does it mean? How are you going to love your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your enemy, your friend? Something to think about. We'll talk to you tomorrow.